Hi Saurabh.
Uh,
Thank you for agreeing to speak with us on this. So we at the Delhi Skill and Entrepreneurship University are going to launch a course called B.Sc in Data Analytics. And who better to talk to you than you who have been a data scientist and crunch numbers for a living. So we want to hear about you, your journey, and what took you to this field.
Hi, I am Saurabh. I work as a data scientist for a startup company right now. And I've been involved in this field for the past 7 years, straight out of my bachelor's in information technology. I got a job where my first task was related to data analytics. And from then onwards, I was put in a data analytics field. And I had prior inclination of working with numbers, analysis, analyzing trends, and creating graphs and visualization. And therefore, it took a perfect alignment with my interest. Coming from an IT field, I wasn't much into networking or other sides of it, but this was a perfect match for me. And the 2 years that I worked for a multinational company in Bangalore, I gained to know knowledge about this field. My interest grew and grew further in this field. And then I decided, since there was such an increased demand for data scientists and with a proper degree, with a proper learning and skill set, I decided to pursue my master's in United States. And this course brought me over here to United States, where I did my master's in data science. And then for the last 3 years, I've been working as a data scientist in US. So that's a brief introduction about me. And my courses have been from the bachelor's, from taking from information technology as a standard course in India. As we all know it, B.Tech in CS or IT, it's almost the same. But the course over here, it was specifically data science. I did not do a computer science with specialization in data science or analytics track or something. I knew what my passion was, what my focus was. I always wanted to go into data science. And this field involves just analyzing the data, since we have so many different domains that we're working on right now, and that requires decision making. And in this modern era, we capture a lot of data. And sometimes if we don't capture, we can capture a lot of data. So that's the part that's very essential in our modern world, in different industries, in insurance, in health, in sports, in management, in identifying digital ad marketing, uh, and just the domain grows and grows and grows. And even if you're using a phone, there is some format of analysis trends that even your smartphone does, to provide you with data and trends and analysis on this day and age. So that's why it is an ever expanding field with an ever expanding domain base.
Great to hear somebody passionate talking so passionately about data. So can you tell us a little bit about where you are and what took you there? What kind of work do you do in data analytics?
Okay, so right now I'm in Austin, Texas, United States. And once I completed my graduate in data science, I applied for companies over here. And suddenly I got placed in a startup over here that was working on digital ad marketing and predicting customers, who are the likely customers who are going to be successful from a digital ad campaign, or who will be successfully, who will successfully buy any product from different companies. So we work with different small scale to mid scale level companies, and they want prediction, they want something to do with their data, they want an analysis of their data to just give them some business decision making skills. Because right now they're shooting arrows in the dark with their decision making. It's a hunch basis, and that's how most of the industries, and most of the industries, small scale and medium scale industries work. So they need insights with their data collection, and sometimes there needs to be additional data collection on their side as well. It's not always that they have all the data with them. So that's where we come in. We give them insights, we give them trends, we give them cyclicity uh, about the whole data. We show them the whole picture. It's like telling a story with the data. And that's what I describe myself as. I describe myself as a data storyteller, where we give them the picture from the past to the present and even to the future in terms of prediction.
Wow,
So,
wow, that's a great way to put it across. So
yeah.
can you share some insights on what has been most helpful to you in this career, like in this field of data analytics? What are some of the things that have been most helpful to you?
The most helpful would be projects, either be it academic projects or be it on job projects. We live in a field where examination doesn't quite relate to the actual work you're doing. What relates to its projects, its codes that you developed during this projects, the skill set you learned during this projects, that has a direct correlation with the work you're going to do and the skill set that would be required in the future. And the good thing is you can reuse your code that you develop. You can make your GitHub repository that would be helpful in your interviews. And examination won't do that for you. It will test your skills, but it won't get you that far. So I had been fortunate with my bachelor's where I got to do a lot of projects, and I have picked on from since then. Even in my graduate, I selected courses that were specifically project based. So, and the most you learn is directly on the job where you are tackling with problems, day to day problems that you deal with. And once you deal with these problems, the best thing about it, we reuse things. We as coders or developers, we reuse our own stuff. So that's the best part, that you can build upon your structure that you are building year over year, project over project.
Absolutely, absolutely. Great. From your experience, Saurabh, what would your advice be for young students who are looking to pursue a career in this field?
uh, Definitely you will have to have some inclination towards this field, towards numbers, towards data, be it just numbers, be it text, or there are domains of natural language processing. And you need to have inclination to extract information from this data. That's the main aspect of it. But if you are lucky enough, or you are curious enough to find such insights from the data, that curiosity is the number one driving factor in this business. It can help. Some level of coding experience can help, but it's not a hardcore requirement. So those are the two main things I would
Great.
say.
And says a student who does a B.Sc analytics, what could be his or her future career pathways? What can they do in life? What is the limit, like where they can go?
Yes, I will start from basic. You can do business intelligence. If you're doing an analytics track, you can do project management. Sometimes it specializes with business intelligence, where you're making business decisions with the data and with the insights. Then there is data analyst that you have, that's a little more upscale than business intelligence, where you are pr- producing visualizations, where you are doing some format of coding. And apart from that, there is data scientist, where you are actually doing predictions for companies. And that is the most valuable thing. Data analysis and data science, these are the most common, or the most futuristic tracks. Then you also have machine learning engineer and an artificial intelligence developer. So where you will strictly be not just working on using machine learning algorithms, but driving to improve all the existing algorithms and making your own cutting edge algorithms. So that's why they have an engineer associated with them. They're not just using the current status, they are actually doing the current research work. And you can also have research based concepts like computer vision or the deep learning tracks that we have. That is the most futuristic parts. So it comes from a long line of we come from a long line of statisticians who have been working with just the numbers from 50 years ago. and we will go on to do artificial intelligence that will be still working for the next 50 years.
Wow, fantastic. So, last question. What is your thought on this argument that data is the next big thing? Data is the future. What would your comments be? And we'll close it with that. Thank you.
We know the last half a century how oil has dominated most of our fields. Everything was dependent, your energy, your vehicle, your communication, your transportation, everything was dependent upon these energy. Right now, not 5 years later, right now, data is more valuable than oil. Business has ever growing demand to produce insights from the data, to have the data used in a useful manner, to derive business decisions for them. And that's where this field is so important, and it's ever growing and ever expanding into different tangents uh, as the day goes, and it will continue to do so, especially in the field of artificial intelligence and machine learning. But I cannot state the importance more. How many companies are there with energy sector, with insurance sector, with health sector? Even they are data dependent as of now. It's not just the tech sector that we talk about. Every sector right now has, even the government is data dependent right now. We can see with coronavirus how much data and graphs that are continuously displayed to us on a news channels or through Google or some other format. So it's an end-to-end thing that it relates to you once you wake up in the morning to the last news that you watch before going to sleep. Everywhere there's data.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Saurabh, for taking out time for us. We at the Delhi Skill and Entrepreneurship University, thank you for sparing some time from your busy schedule in the US. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. You too. It was a great experience.